Coach, heard you talk, happy with how your team plays, but you're not one for moral victory.
Yeah.
So how do you take that as a coach when you played well, but, hey, we've got to be better, even still?
Yeah, I think a game like that provides you a ton of learning experience, learning opportunities with your team, and some good experience. And to start the SEC season with one of the top teams is always good, I think, for your team. Again, you're never happy when you don't win, but you use that to go forward and motivate you to get ready for the next game. And I think that game definitely did it. We left that game on the field down in Gainesville. We took away some of the video and got better that way, and got back out of the practice field and went back to work.
What do you think the biggest thing you learned from your team over that weekend was?
That we can compete with Florida, and I think that's huge, and it's something we haven't been able to do a lot lately, here at Ole Miss through my time here. And so we showed that, we were fighting at the end for a goal, and we were in the game the whole time. In the last few years, we haven't been in the game late in the game. So I think we showed that we can play with anybody on the schedule left, and that's exciting.
So you take what you learned in Florida and maybe no goals, and you gave up a goal, still only your second to
Sure.
give up the season.
Yeah.
And from your non-conference play, you can do everything you need to on top of what you did playing at Florida as you move on, correct?
Yeah, I think we're able to score and we're able to defend, and if you can do those two things, you're going to give yourself a chance in most every game. To only give up one to Florida was big, and it wasn't a great goal that they created. I think Marnie Merritt was excellent in goal for us and saved us a few times, but allowed us to get some chances, and we had a couple chances to equalize and just didn't get it. But hopefully they'll fall for us in another game.
So let's start with Georgia. Some of your players already calling it a revenge game. It's obviously
Yeah.
anytime you lose to someone in the SEC and you give them another year and you feel confident, you want to go get a win. So let's start with Florida on Thursday. What's it going to take? What are they going to bring?
Yeah, Georgia is a good team, very well coached, very organized. They have a ton of new players that graduated a big class. Our girls are excited about it. The ones that were there last year know they kind of took it to us up there, and so we got to be organized and ready to play them. But they're a very good team and tons of athletes all over the field, as you expect from a Georgia team. So we got to be at our best, and I like the way our team's trained, Monday and Tuesday, and we'll be ready for Thursday.
And then, of course, the season just keeps the grind continues.
Right.
In layman's terms, and head on the road. So trying to bounce back off of a loss in the league, wanting to win, but knowing you got to go on the road again and play another team that's going to be just as good as every other team in the league.
Yeah, Arkansas is a very, very good team, right? And they were, deep in the NCAA tournament last year, finished very high in our league last year. And they're always very difficult to play against, especially in Fayetteville. So they're 1-0, probably feeling pretty good, and 1-0 at home, which is huge in the SEC. And so we've got to go in there playing as well as we possibly can. And I think our focus clearly is Georgia, but knowing that Arkansas is right around the corner, we got to be ready for them as well. And it's a tough team and a game certainly we're looking forward to.
Is that something, last question, kind of, that you think your team learned in Florida is every night matters, you got to be ready to play no matter who the opponent is?
Sure, I think we got to start the games right? We gave up an early goal at Florida, and we had a little bit of deer in the headlights. We had 7 guys kind of start or play in the Florida match that had never played an SEC game, right? 7 of our 15 that played. So, those guys getting their feet wet, and once the game got settled in, I thought we did a good job. So they'll be ready for SEC play, yeah.